Welcome back to Acrylic Arts Academy. In today's video we'll teach you how to paint a realistic slice of watermelon, including step-by-step directions for beginners. Here's the list of materials you'll need for today's project. Pause here if you need more time to collect these items. Step 1. Sketch the watermelon using a pencil. Lightly sketch the outline of a watermelon slice on your canvas. Make sure to include the rind, flesh, and a few seeds. Mix cerulean blue with titanium white to create a soft, light blue color. Using a flat brush, paint the background around the watermelon slice. This will help the watermelon slice stand out. You may need more time to complete this step. It's okay to pause the video when necessary. Allow this layer to dry before moving on to the next step. Mix Alizarin crimson and Pyrrol red to create a vibrant red color. Follow our lead to mix the same color on your palette. We are looking to create a bright red color for the base of the inner watermelon. Pause the video if you need more time to blend. Using a round brush, fill in the flesh of the watermelon with this red mixture. It may take you a while. Pause the video if you need more time. Be careful to not paint over the seeds. For highlights, lightly blend Naples yellow into the top areas of the flesh using a clean brush. This will give a realistic, juicy look. Take your time and switch between shades of red to create slight variations in depth of imagery. Follow our lead to get a similar result. Mix some white into any of these shades to create light pink. Add this highlight color as shown here. For the outer rind, use sap green. We will also use a light green which can be created by adding plenty of cadmium yellow to sap green. Paint the outer edge of the rind using a flat brush. As you work, you'll switch back and forth between light green and the darker sap green to create the wavy stripes that watermelon is known for. You may need to apply more than one layer of each color and let these layers dry as necessary. It may take some time to get these colors to truly pop and differentiate from one another. As you work, you'll switch back and forth between light green and the darker sap green to create the wavy stripes that watermelon is known for. As you work, you'll switch back and forth between light green and the darker sap green to create the wavy stripes that watermelon is known for. You may need to apply more than one layer of each color and let these layers dry as necessary. You may need more time to complete this step. It's okay to pause the video when necessary. Let's blend the color for the inner watermelon rind, which will be pale green. To make this color, blend plenty of white with some sap green. Apply this color using your flat brush. Use this mixture to paint the inner part of the rind, blending it slightly into the sap green to create a gradient effect. Mix a little more white to your light green mixture to create a very light green color. Use a detailer brush to apply this color to a small area at the top of the fruit as shown here. We will also apply this color sparingly to the innermost part of the rind. Using a clean detailer brush, apply sap green carefully to the outer aspect of the watermelon rind. Think of this as a contour line that will help this fruit stand out from the background. Use more sap green to punch up the color in a few areas as shown here. Use burnt umber to paint the seeds. With a detail brush, paint small teardrop shapes scattered across the flesh of the watermelon. Check for any areas that need touch-ups or additional blending, especially between the rind and flesh to ensure a smooth transition. Let the painting dry completely before adding any additional layers or details. Mix some white into any of these shades to create light pink. Add this highlight color as shown here. You may need to switch back and forth between medium red, pink, and the deeper red shade. Do your best to match the areas of light and darkness as shown here, and your watermelon will look more realistic. In adding these highlights and shadows, we are creating a sense of light source and direction as well as depth of imagery. Use burnt umber brown to paint the seeds. This part will be easier if you use a smaller brush. First we'll paint these seeds deep brown, and soon we'll add a white highlight to each one in a moment while the paint is still wet. When you have painted the seeds completely, use the same detailer brush to pick up some titanium white paint. Swipe on a small dash of color in the upper portion of each seed as is shown here. Adding this small flourish of color will help these seeds look somewhat shiny. Mix crimson red with a bit of bright yellow to create a bright red. Apply this color using a flat brush to the top half of the watermelon slice. This color is needed at the top to illuminate the fruit from the light source. When you are done applying that color, switch to a detailer brush and the lighter Naples yellow. We will use this delicate color to the top edge of the watermelon slice as a highlight. Only add the subtle amount of this color as shown here. Use the same light yellow to add small speckles of color to the top half of the watermelon. Lightly tap your detailer brush on the canvas to create these small specks of color. Clean off your detailer brush after adding these small yellow details. Switch to burnt umber as you add a small flourish to the outside of the rind. Using a little white mixed with brown will create a highlight color for this small piece of dried vine that remains attached to the fruit. Next, we will switch paintbrushes and colors to complete the next step. Apply Cerulean Blue to the background under the watermelon. This color and step will help us to create shadows that allow the viewer to understand where the light is coming from, and it will help make this piece look more detailed overall. follow along as we create 2 shades of blue for the underside of the watermelon. The color will be more concentrated directly below the slice of watermelon and then diffuse outward, getting lighter toward the edge of the shadow. For the next step, we'll use a clean detailer brush and burnt umber brown. Let's paint 3 little seeds laying on their sides using this color. Follow along with what is shown here to get a similar result. After these seeds are painted, clean off your brush and scoop up a little cerulean blue to add to the underside. This quick action adds depth and detail. Use a detail brush and a color of your choice to sign your name at the bottom corner of the painting. You have done an awesome job today. Well done and thanks for joining us. We hope you had a great time taking part in our summer foods themed tutorial today. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and please subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you next time. Get your free trial of Amazon Prime from Acrylic Arts Academy. See the description below for more details.